Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've got the double summoning event coming up. It's no new news, honestly. There's going to be a double chance to get legendaries from Sacreds. At the same time, though, there's going to be an additional chance to get Croc Mar the Devourer. So if you guys are interested in the new Croc, then he's going to be on a 10 times whilst the 2 times is going down this weekend. But for this video, what I want to do, there's been a ton of new champions. There's been a ton of new developments in Raid. So I'm going to do a Raid's Best video. The top 30 champions that I think you could pull with a Sacred Shard, which means there's no Void champions in the mix on this list. It's literally just going to be the top 30 Raid champions, in my opinion, that you could grab with a Sacred Shard this weekend. I am going to be doing a Shard Pool stream with Lady H tomorrow. My first stream since I've been on my travels. So if you guys want to be involved in that, come and grab me on Discord and drop me a DM and I can add you to the Shard Pool list. But anyway, let's get involved. Let's get going. So there's going to be mainly epics and legendaries here. Like, you know, if you're pulling yourself, well, you can't pull a rare from a sacred anyway, but if you're pulling rares over the weekend, you're not going to see many of them in this list. Because honestly, there used to be a time where the rares a few of them might have kept up. Nowadays, that time has gone. And in fact, there's a lot less epics in the mix now than what there used to be as well. And that's just my opinion. So let's go for it. Number 30 on my list here is still an epic. It's still a Vogoth. I still feel like Vogoth unlocks a lot of stuff in this game for the average player. Yeah, he unlocks bommel strats where you actually need to take hits. He is insanely good in like go second arena teams. He's just an insanely great tank and carry for any dungeon content as well as like Doom Tower floors and stuff like that. So, you know, you could very easily put a Vogoth into pretty much any team and he's going to help you out. We've got an A1, which is a triple hit. Each hit chance to increase the duration of a random debuff. So you can do a little bit of debuff hiking the A1. AoE provoke on the A2, which is very nice for control. And then his passives are really what set him aside. So when he's attacked, heals all allies by 50% of the damage he receives. So if he's high health and fairly low defense, he's going to take fairly big chunky hits. And then the rest of the team are going to get massive heals. Very cool mechanic there. And then he's also got a second passive, again, based on him being hit. When attacked, can book it up. So places a leech on the enemy. And if the attacker is under provoke, placed by this champion, then can book up to 100% chance of increasing the cooldown of a random skill by 2 turns, which is very cool as well. So yeah, Vogoth, really, really solid. Accuracy in all battles. He's number 30 on the list. And so it begins. Number 29 is a Shadowkin here. It's going to be Lady Kimmy for me. So she's just bringing so much to your team. I feel like she's an unsung, insanely good legendary, right? She's just kind of like flips into your team, can be anywhere in the game. She's got an A1, which attacks an enemy and drops some turn meter, and then will attack another target and drop their turn meter as well. The second hit drops turn meter by 15%. She's got an A2, which is an AoE hits, books to 100%, places decreased accuracy and decreased speed. And then also, again, books to 100% chance of dropping turn meter. So you're basically slowing people down, dropping their turn meter. And then her other skill is almost like the reverse of this, where she can remove a buff from enemies. Yeah, and then if she does that, she'll put block buffs in its place. This is a really cool Hydra skill, really cool arena skill. But also gives you a turn meter feel, increased accuracy, and increased speed. It's basically buffing, you know, like the majority of the insanely important stats in one go. So buffing your stats, removing enemy stats. Got a good passive as well, which gives more turn meter in her kit. Very fast champion, great stats. And she's got speed in Doom Tower, which is not the best, honestly. But the rest of her kit is insanely strong. So she would be a great pickup. Next one up is actually someone who got buffed and got buffed in such a cool way that he then became insane. So Cupidus, I will caveat this. Like, if Cupidus has got Venus in the team, he's probably like a top 10. Okay, but this is without Venus, because we're assuming no void legendary pools, right? So even without Venus, he's got an AoE smack of an A2, which also puts out burn. Yeah, so great for Hydra, great for arena, great for wave clearing. His A3 is a single target absolute cannon, which again, if you kill someone, puts out burns on enemies, which cannot be resisted. And then he's got an A1, which does colossal damage as well on an AoE hit. So if you don't have Cupidus around, you could put him in stun gear, you could put him in just full damage gear, and he's going to be doing a lot of work. But if you do get if you do get Venus in the same team as well, then everything just hits harder, and he will always counterattack with that A1. Even if Venus is dead and like long gone from the fight, he's still doing work with this. So really, really solid legendary champion. Okay, next one up has probably dropped quite a bit in my list, honestly, because of some of the changes recently, but still, in my opinion, a top 30 legendary. So Brogni. Brogni here has just got a lot going on in his kit. So the reason why he's dropped a bit is because obviously Cadaver was nerfed, and he used to be the absolute kind of like god of the world record teams and that type of stuff. Can't quite do it in the same way anymore, but still his kit is crazy. Like he's got block debuffs, increase attack, and shield on his A3. That's on a 3-turn cooldown, and the shield cannot be removed. That's a really important part of this. And then his A2 enhances the shield based on the damage that he does. It also, by the way, and this is something that people just kind of forget about on his kit, it's also got a chance to remove a buff from enemies, and it removes a debuff from allies. So it can remove like the stun, for example, on clan boss. It can remove nasty debuffs if you're in Doom Tower waves. And because he's enhancing the shield you've got, it just makes him incredibly powerful. He's got a burn on his A1. He's got healing and this kind of like reflect mechanic on his passive. I would say like whenever I was struggling to get through hard levels of Doom Tower, like Doom Tower waves, threw a Brogni in my team, and he just brings so much into your kind of like roster, into your setup. Also, because of his 2-turn block debuff with the shields and that as well, he's insane for clan boss. Like quite often when people were building out clan boss teams, it was like, well, have you got a Brogni? Because it makes it so much easier. Yeah, so if you're not building unkillable, Brogni becomes really, really strong for that as well. Okay, next one up is Mr. Solo. Bad Elkazar. I mean, at one point when I first started playing this game, we're talking like well over 4 years ago now, people would put 4 Bad Elves in the same team because the passives used to stack, which, by the way, great, bring that back. That was a ton of fun. But anyway, the passives used to stack, and his passive's fairly unique here. So whenever there's a poison on the enemy in any way, it doesn't have to be from him, all of your team just straight up do 20% more damage. Okay, so he enables some really high damage comps. He's also got a heal on his A1. It's an AoE heal, so it heals your whole team. And he's got a cleanse, heals, and poisons for the enemy, all in the A3 on a 3-turn. So his kit's actually very simple, but because of his healing capability, because of his great base stats as well, he's able to solo very high level Ice Golem, Dragon. He's also insanely good in a clan boss team on a 3-turn cleanse, and your healer and your damage. Like there's loads going on that he can just help you with. So Bad Elf's still in the mix as a top tier legendary champ. Okay, next one I'm going to bring out, someone I don't have here, is Sakia. I mean, in the modern game, the way to do damage against high level enemies or groups of enemies, like high level, hard kind of scale in dungeons, or even like the 21 to 25 scale in dungeons, it's igniting burns, right? Or igniting poisons, popping poisons. So Sakia may well have been the first one that came out. I'm not sure, actually. I think she was. That could instantly ignite a whole bunch of burns, yeah? So she's got an A3, which places a burn for 3 turns on all enemies, yeah? And then she'll get an extra turn if she places it everywhere. And then her A2 puts drop defense and weaken, which is a great skill by itself, by the way, on all enemies, but then instantly activates burn ticks. Yeah, it's just like a pop of insane damage for late game content. So Sakia does a great skill anyway, but then brings you tons of damage. She's also got a triple hit A1, which is always nice. Things like Fire Knight, it's always nice to get the triple hits in. And she's got this ability as well on a passive here. So her speed can go up, and damage inflicted for each ally in the burn goes up as well. And if she's with Cardiel, things get all sorts of silly. So yeah, Sakia in my top 30, cruising in. Yeah, here we go. So this is probably the best defensive damage dealer in the game, Ragash. So Ragash is coming in with an absolute thump of an AoE on his A2. At the same time, by the way, he's bringing you decreased defense and stun. So not just high damage, but also great utility at the same time. What I really like about Ragash, though, is he's a self-buffer. So if you can get him to use his A1 before he even does his AoE with something like an ally attack, then he's going to be self-buffed before he comes in with absolute nuke. Brilliant for live arena, brilliant for dungeon-based content, good for bosses as well. And he's also bringing strength and increased speed for your team. Like, people forget about this in his kit. It's an absolute crazy skill as well. It's not often you find people that are bringing a lot of utility when they're hitting so hard. This guy's bringing it all. And he's also got a passive here where at the start of a turn, kind of hides away a high attack unit with perfect veil. So yeah, Ragash is just up there as one of the best. Certainly probably the best now defensive-based hero. Okay, we're going to cheekily go for an old school epic in the mix next. Royal Guard. He was always in the top list. He's still there. He's now used in a different way in endgame, but still the AoE enemy max HP is a valuable skill. Great for Hydra. He's also really useful against Dark Fae with his decreased speed ability and his turn meter drop on his A3. This same skill as a 4-hitter is very, very valuable against Finite at high levels. And he's bringing drop defense as well. Again, like fairly simple kit, but very, very effective and still one of the best champions in the game, in my opinion. Okay, next one might, I don't know, might get some comments. We'll see. But I think Tomb Lord is in this same mix. Yeah, in terms of a top 30 legend or top 30 champion in non-voids, right? So we've got an AoE poison potentially. So as long as he does a crit, as long as you build him 100% crit rates, he's going to put out 4 poisons on all enemies. Yeah, he brings a triple hit A1 with decreased speed, which is great for, again, needs to be a crit. Great for getting a guaranteed decreased speed in certain areas like Iron Twins or against Finite, or honestly, a lot of the bosses in Doom Tower. That's a really nice piece to land. And then he's bringing a decreased attack and decreased defense on a 4-turn for a full, again, AoE smash. So Tomb Lord just bringing a ton. People undervalue, I think, Tomb Lord's kits in today's game. Right, okay. I guess this champion is almost the same, honestly, but needs to be called out. Maybe Tomb Lord should just be higher because he does more stuff, but I feel like Stag Knight with the 3-turn decreased attack and defense is so valuable to an average player. And he's got decreased speed here as well, which is a nice chance to land it. But only two steals in his kit. The decreased attack on an AoE, brilliant for Ice Golem, brilliant when combined with the drop defense as well for any wave-based content. And yeah, I just feel like you can't overlook him. And then his passive, if someone fails to land something, you're going to get an increased accuracy buff for the next time you do something. So I think Stag with 107 speed, great survivability and that sort of stuff is in the mix as well. I do have another epic as the next champion on my list, and that is going to be the mighty Ugo. I think always a great champion. Since released, at one point she was my #1 epic before Hydra even existed. So she was always up there as a kind of like top hero, top champion. But with Hydra in the mix as well now, and with it being more important, I guess, and more accessible, I just feel like Ugo's just such a great pickup. So she's got AoE drop defense and block buffs on the same skill on the A2. She brings a leech to help you stay alive on the A1. And then she's got this kind of like cleanse of heal reduction, whatever, but also a cleanse of a random debuff. That's the more important part. And a heal. So the heal's really important here because it can actually be one of the differences between you staying alive or not in a Hydra run. And then if everybody is dead, she's going to revive them all. So it's a very conditional revive, but still very effective in times. She's also got this ability to get back to her kit very quickly once everyone else is dead. So she puts increased speed and block damage on, and then she's like, you know what? I'm coming back to save you guys. So really, really cool kit on Ugo. Okay, so we've got another defensive, I guess, damage dealer, but with more in his kit. So Ragash was already in the mix. Stultus is coming a bit higher in the list for me. And there's a few reasons why. Like, Stultus is pretty similar to Ragash in terms of damage, and it's defensive-based damage. And he's got 2 AoE hits. Is it 2 AoE hits? Yeah, 2 AoE hits. He's also self-buffing, so he does his own increased defense, same as Ragash. Yeah, so he's doing increased defense before his smack. He brings utility as well, so he's bringing decreased speed to the enemy or decreased crit damage. He's got the AoE stun as well. It's not as high a chance to land as Ragash, but it's still very effective because it's a double hit, books to 75% chance per hit. It's almost a guaranteed against a wave of enemies. And then he's got this double hitter on his A1. If the target's under a debuff, he can drop some turn meter. But the main reason why Stultus comes up for me ahead of Ragash is because of this passive. So he just makes him insanely strong against hard dragon. Yeah, so whenever an enemy attempts to place weaken, drop defense, or poison on him, he's just going to throw it straight back. Damage increases by 5% for each debuff on a target. Same sort of thing in the arena. If they're throwing these certainly the drop defense and weaken's quite common. He's just going to throw it back. And yeah, defense in all battles as well. Just super good, super strong, easy to keep alive, and packs an absolute punch. Okay, let's keep it moving. So next one up on my list, I think I'm about, I don't know, maybe 14 or so up. It's going to be one of the old schools. So we're going to be bringing Valk out to play. Valkyrie, I mean, at some point she was definitely a number 1 or number 2 legendary you could pull. Shows how kind of like different things have got, I guess. But if you do not yet have the ability to beat Clan Boss up, then Valk is probably the best champion you could pull to beat Valk up if you're not doing an unkillable team. Okay, unkillable teams are king of Clan Boss, but if you're not able to do that, Valk is your next best thing. She brings a counter attack. She's still only one of 3 champions in this game that's got nearly 900 now that can do this for your whole team. She puts a massive shield on your whole team at the same time as well. And the shield is infinitely stacking. So the more defense you can bring, the bigger the shield becomes. She's also actually, outside of Clan Boss, just really valuable. Like, she's going to help you through a whole bunch of Doom Tower stuff. If you can't do it, she's going to help you with Fire Knight to give you additional hits on the boss's shield, as long as you've got your counter attack up. And she's also very good in the arena. So this champion's turn meter will be increased each time an enemy places a buff. Yeah, enemy champions will have their turn meter decreased for each buff they receive. So anyone who's coming in with multiple buffs, their turn meter just ticks back as long as you've got some accuracy on your Valk. She's got turn meter drop on her A1 as well. Yeah, she's really, really valuable in any sort of arena content, especially if you want to go second and use her to push yourself into going first. Okay, next in the mix, it's going to be a Lizard, and it's going to be that Lizard Draco. He's definitely fallen out of favor, right? So I guess Lydia, again, Void Legendary, does something which does a lot of things which Draco cannot do. And people can pick up Lydia for beating up Faction Wars. So Draco used to be the absolute godlike pull. He's still incredibly good. Like, if you pick him up anywhere near like mid game to late game, he's still in every single team that you're running, right? AoE, drop defense and weaken. Places it irrelevant of the affinity because there's no hits that's required, so we can't weak hit with this. He's got quad hit with poisons going on. He's got an absolute cannon of an A1. Brilliant for Clan Boss. Brilliant for any kind of like wave-based content. Yeah, Draco's still up there as a brilliant legendary to pull. Next one in the group here. I mean, Mishinaki. What a legendary this one when he came in. Super unique. Very, very cool. Enables some stuff in Hydra, which you just cannot do, but also in normal Clan Boss and any content really. AoE drop defense and attack on a 3-turn, like what Stag Knight does, okay? Providing that enemies have got Hex out there. Don't worry, he's done a place to Hex himself. Since Hex was buffed, Hex is now a brilliant, brilliant debuff to have. Yeah, everyone else doing damage against anyone against Hex is just going to spread an extra 10% damage everywhere. In Hydra, this is extremely strong. Any fights which are long, this is extremely strong. By the way, Mishinaki is no slouch. He hits hard with both of these AoEs as well. And then he's got this A1, which places a burn, which is cool when you mix it in with his passive. So whenever any other ally attacks, he's got a chance to come in and do a A1 as well. He's also got defense in all battles. Just top tier legendary champ. Okay, we move on to our next epic champion here. This champion as far as I'm aware, is still available if you're a new player to get. And that by new player, you have to be less than 72 hours in. You could use promo code Superpowers and you get this hero. Like, Deacon is just absolutely insane for an epic. Okay, he's got a double hit A1 with Leech on it. He's got an AoE drop defense on his A2. And then he's got this A3 where he's doing turn meter fill, pushing back the enemy's turn meter, and going again. So you can do this first. You get yourself loads of room to get your skills away. Oh, by the way, then I'm going to drop the enemy's defense so that all your damage dealers do a lot of work. And I'm going to help keep you alive in stuff like Clan Boss or whatever. He enables 2-for-1 Clan Boss teams, which is basically the way to get yourself to 1 key in hard content. And he's also bringing speed in all battles. He's got great base stats. Yeah, it doesn't hit hard or anything like that. He's literally just an enabler for the rest of your team to do their job. Deacon is absolutely brilliant. Next one on the list is actually kind of similar to that. So Elva Autumnborn. Firstly, look at this design. Like, absolutely love the design of this hero, this champion. Like, super cool. Incredibly fast, great base stats, full-on support units. She enables really fast Clan Boss teams as well. She's got speed in all battles as well. She's bringing increased speed to your team. The reason why she's so good is she's also bringing a 2-turn block debuff, which is almost like just needed in any content nowadays. As any of the harder content in this game, you're getting debuffed all the time. So incredibly good for that. At the same time, though, she's doing a full cleanse for your team. She's got revives. She's got continuous heals. Just super good. She's got this passive heal every time someone has their turn. Yeah, just like insanely strong hero. Going to be like the full carry for your team. We can't do a top list without calling out my boy, the Seeker. There's only really, there's 2 reasons why you might use him, but the main one is that he enables 2-for-1 Clan Boss teams. Yeah, if you, for unkillables, for non-unkillables, or whatever, he's bringing it all in his A2. It's the best turn meter gain in the game. Yeah, it's on a 3-turn. It gives you a 30% turn meter fill. And at the same time, he goes again. So it's like it's on a 2-turn, which means he just cycles back to it so fast. He's always giving you turn meter. And for anyone who's newer to the game, the faster you go, the more opportunities you get to use your skills, the less you're going to be dirt, or dead in the dirt, sorry. So yeah, definitely this alone is absolutely insane. But he's also got a increased defense mechanic when he's hit by a crit. Now, believe it or not, even if the Clan Boss hits you for 0 because you've got some sort of unkillable mechanic going on, this can still proc. Yeah, which means that he can be giving damage dealers that do damage through defense, increased defense, even if he's hit for 0, if that 0 hit was a crit. In the arena, though, if he's higher in your turn order, you hit Seeker, he spreads increased defense to everyone else before they get hit. Even if they're all hit at the same time with an AoE, he's higher in your turn order, he will spread this before anyone else is hit, which means they've got a much better chance of staying alive. So really good in go second arena teams as well. And he's got a provoke on his A1, which tends to be pretty damn clutch in faction wars. So yeah, for a simple kit, this guy is absolutely godlike. Okay, next one is actually going to be a freebie coming up really high on the list. So Artak, somewhere we're all able to pick up for free going back a few months now. Obviously, that's finished. So if you're newer to the game, you won't have him, which is a sad moment, I'll be honest. Like, this dude as a freebie is a game changer. I can honestly say, like, when I first, we're going back some years here, but when I first got Arbiter, they enabled the Arbiter missions when only dungeon level 15s were around. So you can see how much the game's grown since then. And to get from 16 to 20 was insane. It's insanely hard. And eventually, a few of us worked out how to get there using a burner. We actually used Ignatius at the time. At that moment, there was maybe like 2 or 3 champions in the game that did an AoE burn. Nowadays, we were all given one for free in Artak. And honestly, like, AoE HP burn is just so valuable in end-game content or late-game content. So yeah, he's able to put a burnout on all of the enemy. He's also able to instantly activate it, similar to what I said with Sakia, which means that you get high damage like boosts in certain bits of content. He's also putting out decreased attack, which makes him really good for most enemy bosses, but particularly good in Ice Golem. And he's got a chance to enhance or extend the duration of burns as well. Yeah, this guy is just top tier. Really, really solid. Free champion that we all got at one point. Next one on the list then, I don't know if this is maybe a bit high, but honestly, Michelle just does, again, a bit similar to Seeker, does stuff that other champions in the game cannot do. So he enables an increased speed and gets an extra turn, which makes this increased speed basically on a 2-turn cooldown. He will enable 2-for-1 speed tunes by himself because of this. At the same time, he's putting out Leech, which is your heal mechanic. And he's also just packing an absolute punch with his A2 and his A3. His A1's interesting as well, actually, because he will attack one enemy and then attack anyone else that's got Leech on them. He does an AoE Leech here. That means that he can basically hit everybody with single target hits in a way that most people hit with an AoE hit. That means it will just do more damage in places like Hydra, where they've got a load of AoE like damage softeners, and other areas of the game as well. So Michelle, super cool, enabling all sorts of funky stuff. Great in Hydra, great in Arena, great in any dungeon content. Yeah, just very, very awesome for your teams. This is a fusion hero coming up next, who is an absolute game changer for anyone who picks him up. Right, so he's fast, he's defense based, he hits hard. He's got this block damage capability on his A3. So block damage goes on your whole team. When block damage drops off, it's replaced by increased defense. This guy solo will enable an unkillable team for Clan Boss, and an easy one as well. Not like a complex one, a super easy one. Will enable you to last 50 turns against Clan Boss, putting out your damage, which means that you move from potentially not even being able to do Clan Boss at all to beating Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss overnight. As soon as you get this guy, that's what he does for your team. He's also got an AoE hit where he's able to do that kind of Valk mechanic where he's putting shield on your team proportional to the damage that he does. No, sorry, proportional to the amount of defense that he's got. And it hits quite hard as well. And then he's got a weaken on his A1. Very, very good in arena content, especially live arena. He, on my free-to-play, going back a couple of years now, whenever this guy was released, he moved me up in all content. Doom Tower bosses, Doom Tower waves, Clan Boss, Arena. Like, there's not a single bit of content where this guy did not hard carry me to the next stage. Yeah, he's super, super valuable. Like, absolutely one of the most valuable champions you could pull if it was like your first legendary you ever got. Okay, next one on my list here. We're getting towards, I think we're on a top 10 now. So we've got Pythian coming out. Pythian, the hard carry, like, again, another X-Fusion actually, but you've got a full cleanse and a massive heal on the A2, as well as giving you block debuffs for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Very valuable. He's got heals going on his A1. He's got a full team revive with strengthen on his A3 on a 4-turn. And then he's got this. Whenever you've got more buffs stacking up, you take less damage. So as long as you bring some buffs alongside him, he will hard carry your teams everywhere in the game. Yeah, Pythian, really good. We've got another fusion up next, actually. So similar type of champion in a sense, like full team revive, lots of support in mechanics going on. When he picks out the people that are dead, they get block damage on them, so you can't take the next hit. He's got the ability to just remove buffs from enemies, which is very good in Arena, but also very good in Doom Tower waves and other content as well. Very good in Hydra. Puts block buffs out there, incredibly valuable in Hydra and decreased accuracy. He's got AoE decreased attack as well. And then he's got this chance to just steal buffs away when they're being applied to the enemy team, so from the enemy team. It's very, very cool passive. Speed in all battles, which is cool. Great base stats. Uko easily into that top 10. This is something I don't have that I would love still to get. So I think we're into like position 8 here. Nekmo Thar. I mean, what a speed freak this dude is. By the way, weird looking champ. Look at this. Very cool champ. Fast, all the good stuff, all the base stats are brilliant. Another AoE decrease attack champion here. Chance increases to 75%. This is an A1, by the way. For anyone who's under debuffs, this is just like a Hydra machine. It's putting out decreased speed and leech on the enemy. He's buffing your speed and giving you a massive turn meter fill and going again. This is on a 4-turn, but it's basically on a 3-turn. And by the way, he's getting tons of turn meter every time debuffs fall off the enemy. Like, all he's doing is ensuring that you get a ton more turns than the enemy team do. Like, oh, by the way, and keeping you alive and taking less damage. Like, so much going on in this guy's kit. It's insane. So yeah, Necmo in there in that top 10. So yeah, next on the list then is going to be Harima. I mean, wow, what a champion this is. What a champion we've got here. Harima. Oh, it's disgusting to play against Harima in Arena. Like, disgusting. A passive. Enemy ignore defense effects are just straight up halved. Oh, by the way, if that's not enough, anyone from the Demon Spawn can't crit me. And I will never weak hit against a Demon Spawn person. Like, this passive is just so insane. On top of that as well, we've got an A1, which does decrease attack. We've got a triple hit A2, which hits insanely hard. Damage based off her defense. So she's tanky whilst hitting hard. And she can stack up more and more defense, up to 100% more with this. If she kills someone with this, which is quite common that she does, she's going to instantly do her A3, which is an AoE hit, which hits hard as well. And she can provoke with it. Just such a crazy kit. Arena resistant. She's like top tier for Arena. Insanely good for live Arena. But outside of that, like the decreased attack, the extra crazy damage, she's also really good in places like Clan Boss and sort of general content. So yeah, Harima, really, really strong. Okay, we're coming up to the top, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we in the top 5? Yeah, top 5. So we've got Kaimar coming in 5th then. Kaimar just enables basically all of the speed running that we see in the game. Like, it's just like insanely good for it. I guess Yumiko does the same. She's the void equivalent, but Kaimar resets the cooldown of your skills, which means you just do the same crazy set of skills again. But he's also got a turn meter fill from this. He's got an AoE sleep on the A2, and he's got an AoE poison on the A1. Gives you speed in Arena. Brilliant Arena champion, but also just brilliant in any dungeon type of, or anywhere where you're trying to just get like fast teams running. Like, Kaimar generally will end up coming in the mix. Okay, next one, same faction. Slight upgrade then on the Pythian. Yeah, same type of champion. Got a block debuff ability, an increased attack for your team, so buffing your team. Also giving them Perfect Veil, which means that you're just going to take less damage. Oh, and by the way, that's on top of the passive, which also makes you take less damage. So her damage kind of like softening mechanics just become insane. She's got a full team revive as well. And yeah, she just makes your team incredibly difficult to kill. She's one of the few ways to get past the Head of Torment in Hydra. And you know, in the arena, she's top tier. But outside of the arena, she's also insanely strong. She's like one of the carries that you could pick up, and it would just be instant carrying your whole team. All right, our last epic on the mix coming in 3rd position is going to be the one and only Geomancer. There's a reason why he's so angry. He's like, how was I not a legendary? How did I not become a legendary with this kit? And yeah, what a champion. So, and honestly, his kit's quite simple. The main thing is you put the A3 HP burn on stuff. Yeah, on enemies, whoever it is. And then you wait for anyone in your team to be hit, because his passive then just reflects basically War Master procs, mini War Master procs. Every time anybody in your team is hit, there's a chance for this to happen. Anytime. That's it. So the beauty of it really is, I mean, you do need to book his A3 so that you get the 100% chance to land the burn. I wouldn't, you know, if I landed all my books here, I wouldn't bother booking anything else because the rest of his kit's just okay. He does hit okay, like damage and stuff, and you know, he's got other things going on. Like, he can remove buffs from enemies with his A2. He's got an AoE, decreased accuracy with his A1. But he features in so many endgame teams that he just cannot be a top 3 champion in the game for me, or non-void anyway. He enables the best Iron Twins teams. He enables crazy Clan Boss stuff, crazy Hydra stuff. Yeah, pretty much any endgame boss in Doom Tower, he can be in the mix for. Like, he's just absolutely brokenly good. So he is a top 3. Second place then is going to be, for me, Theodore. Again, enables the fastest stuff to happen in this game and does it in a crazy way. Like, obviously, you need to pair him with other people that do some cool stuff as well, but he features in just a lot of the coolest teams in the game. AoE drops speed on the A1. He's got this poison sensitivity on his A2 and increased speed for your team. That's an important point here. And then he's got this activation of all of the damage things, the burns, the poisons. So again, you put him with a burner and he's just popping so much damage in one go. It's insane, which is why he enables speed. Yeah, because he's popping poisons and burns at the same time. It gets more resistance the more poisons that are out there. So he becomes a very valuable solo champion for stuff like Hard Dragon and Ice Golem, or at least duo stuff. And he gives you accuracy in all battles as well. Yeah, Theodore is just up there for me as like a top pull, which leaves my number one. I'm sure I've missed, like, there's so many good champions now. There could be like honorable mentions coming out all over the place, honestly. The new champion Kaja was kind of like in the mix. I'm just going to call through some honorable mentions as we go, actually, just very quickly. Tatora could have been in the mix. Elenariel could have been in the mix as like honorable mentions. Kantra, very good. Syl, still good. Some people might argue the new Croc could have been in the mix. Maybe not. I don't think a top, like a top 50 or whatever. Nishak definitely could have been in the running. Wukong could have been in the running. So you're kind of going through, and it's like there's a lot of champions now which are just very, very high level. Iron Brago, very valuable if you get him for something like Clan Boss. There's a ton of good demon spawns. Candy, certainly for like just a high damage output in terms of like an arena smack. Oh, wow, Rotus didn't get in? Damn. Rotus should have been in. Rotus should have been in. Ultimate Death Knight probably should have been in. Like, damn. Yeah, these two, like, arena gods. How's Rotus not in the mix? Damn. That was a miss, honestly. Xavier can do crazy stuff. Dark Kale can do crazy stuff. So you can see how difficult this becomes, like trying to pull out a top 30 when we've got such crazy champions. Trunda, is she back now that she's doing all of that Hydra stuff? Herndig could have been in the mix. Morley could have been in the mix. So there's a lot of champions that like we could have called out. Ninja, I deliberately omitted just because people can't get him anymore, but definitely would be up there. Kyuku does crazy stuff. So probably no one else in here. Maybe King Galkabar potentially, but you can see how difficult it is. And then the last one we're going to call out as my number one is the recent fusion, Newt. Wow, what a silly champion this is. Not silly, actually. Like, I think he's not. Funny thing is, he's number one. I don't think he's like hard broken in the game. He's got one skill which defines him really, which is his triple hit enemy max HP skill. But because it's so valuable at endgame content, because they capped enemy max HP damage, he now does more damage to bosses than anyone else in the game, probably with the exception of a Crizia, who's up there as well, right? So if you can do triple hits, plus someone like a Cold Heart, that makes 4 hits worth of damage against a boss. You then reset that with someone like a Kaimar. All of a sudden, you've done 80% of the boss's health pool without even blinking. Yeah, with that kind of combo. So he's just so crazy. This skill is so crazy. His A1 doing a decrease attack and weaken as well on an AoE makes him just good elsewhere in the game. Putting counterattack on himself as well means that he does this A1 more often, which is turn me to drop or freezing, which means he's basically the best champion in the game for the hardest content in the game currently, which is Hard Fire Knight. He's also got a passive that he'll do normal damage when he does his counterattacks. He hits hard, he's hard to kill, and he's a boss killer. So yeah, Newt comes in as my number one. So there you go, guys. That's my top 30. I mean, very difficult to do nowadays. There's so many good heroes, good champions in the game. Let me know what you think. Who did I miss that you would have put in there? I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.